Hello, welcome to the live. How's it going? Just seeing how I look for the first time today. Okay. How's it going? It's September 10th, 2025. Slow news day. Not much going on. Woo! How's the sound? Before we get going, we're all good. No nothing to worry about. Well, let's see. All right, seems to be fine. We got Ireland in the chat. Where is everybody tuning in from? How are we doing? What a weird day. Will he mute himself this time? Look, if you didn't tune in last time, I got a nice little fix. I turned the mic around, and if you're new here, welcome. There was a lot of mistakes made in the past, but I think we're really coming into our own on this live. I am the OBS master. The one thing I can't control is Kev barks, so get used to that. And yeah, I cannot control that little guy. And they're trimming trees on the street, okay? And he's not happy with it. We got Washington State, New York State, Ottawa, Texas, New York City, Emil's favorite city, of course. Yes. San Antonio, Atlanta. Wow, people from New Zealand, Utah College. Come on, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. I got to tell you, the trying to be a guy who's on his phone less, not a great time for it. I will be honest. You know, I was obviously a brick guy for a while. I completely just deleted Twitter and access to Twitter on my phone. Same with Reddit, because I was like, you know what? I don't need these scrollers. This happens every time. I lose access to the apps, and I go to the doctor. I'm sitting in a waiting room, and then now all of a sudden I'm getting texts. I'm living off crumbs, morsels from texts. I'm behind the ball on this one. This is I also feel bad. By the time I even posted the promo thing on Instagram, I just said, I'm hearing Charlie Kirk got shot. Because that's what I was hearing. And now it seems a little, that was before he was dead. That was also, I'll be honest, I did not watch the video. It seems like something I don't necessarily need to see. I've heard visceral descriptions from multiple friends at this point. But so that was also before I knew his jugular basically exploded, and bro, the video is a hard watch. Don't look for it. I'm not looking for I don't need to see it. I get it. His neck explodes or something like that. There's a lot of blood. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm definitely not playing it on here. I wouldn't do that to people. I have no I have no interest in seeing it, really. Yeah. So I don't know. What does this mean? Do I have to download Twitter again? Probably not. Maybe it's fine that I missed a little bit of it, huh? Yeah, a lot of people are reporting that they have in fact watched it, and it is not worth watching. What a day. I'll be honest too. I did I finished a the rest of a pint of ice cream in my freezer before this. Not, don't get me wrong. This was in no way celebratory eating of an ice cream. It was a, I want ice cream every day. I get an urge every day, and you go, no, you don't need the ice cream. But of course, today I went, wait, we're living through a fascist takeover. There's political violence. I'm going to stop myself from having a little ice cream. Finish the whole damn thing. All right. I reached for the Van Leeuwen Sicilian pistachio. I just put it down. I don't feel bad about it. Okay. I am missing my water though. Hold on one second. I'm going to be back in 1 second. All right. It's just incredibly hot here in LA. Also, I mean, this is going to be scrambled. I'm getting texts from everybody. Whoo. Went on a first date last night. Guy said he started trying more new things recently. I was like, what? And he said there was a lot of new ice cream spots in Williamsburg. Sounds like a fun guy, okay? The best guys are addicted to ice cream. At least that's how's hump day going for everybody? Not good, Maddie. Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm sure people are wondering how I feel about it. There's definitely a contingent of people who are celebrating this. I'm definitely not celebrating. I think I posted on Twitter. We're heading down a dark path. I think this is, I don't, it's such a funny, last week I was talking about Graham Plattner. I was like, and I think even on the Ben and Emil show, I was like, dude, I'm hope maxing. I'm doing it. I'm ripping on hopium vapes. I'm just sucking that shit down. And God, you can only do that for so long. It's just, just being out in the world. It's going to beat you down. It's going to rip the hope right out of your hands. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm trying. Also, as far as the Ben and Emil show goes, I mean, undefeated for filming an episode and thinking we're on top of it. It's a very fun episode that's coming out tomorrow, but we tore through the Epstein 50th birthday book. We were pulling out all our favorite things. I mean, it's like 250 pages. Did this very fun long episode, and we're like, we got to get this out. Nothing bigger. There's nothing bigger. Can you imagine a bigger story? Raise your hand if you can imagine a bigger story than Epstein's 50th birthday party or birthday book. And here you go. There is no God. We live in hell. And here's where we are. On the plus side, your lashes look great from this angle. Thank you. I love the chat for the kind words. All right, so let's dig in here. We got Charlie Kirk was shot dead at Utah College today. 31 years old. Utah Valley University. Yeah, this is just absolutely ridiculous. I'm at a loss for where, I mean, I can't believe this is where we are. I mean, just full fascist takeover. I mean, did you guys see the video of the kids just screaming at Trump right in the restaurant? They're just right in his face. And he kind of panics and has them pull them out of there. You know, ICE in Chicago, all our cities. It's just, chat, are we cooked as a society? We might be. We actually might be. I mean, let me pull up some of these. Someone said, I'm being dead serious. This is going to be a major turning point in the uptick of political violence. I'm disgusted and sick of feeling about the future. That kind of sums up how I'm feeling. I mean, it's, this is, I was surprised to see, I don't want to call people out. It's just like, this is, here, I'll pull it up on here. This is all I tweeted because I was just like, this does not feel good. And someone said, you don't like Charlie, aren't you secretly happy about this? And I found that very odd. I don't like a lot of people. I don't like, I will be clear, and anyone who's in here, I'm sure knows, I do not like Charlie Kirk. I think he represents horrific parts of the American political space. Aren't you secretly happy about this? I'm not shedding tears about his death, I will say that, but I'm not happy about this political violence. I think this is very, yeah, this is a very scary, I mean, obviously people are talking about retaliations from people on the right. There's a lot of prominent left-wing figures. I think someone, where did I see it? Someone was posting something about, I believe he was this month, supposed to debate Hassan somewhere, maybe at a college. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah. Charlie Kirk was scheduled to debate progressive influencer Hassan Piker at Dartmouth College on September 25th. On his Twitch live stream, Piker reacted to the news with horror, urging some of his followers to stop making jokes about the shooting, and he expressed fear that he could be similarly targeted. This is a terrifying incident, Piker said. The reverberation of people seeking out vengeance in the aftermath of this violent, abhorrent incident is going to be genuinely worrisome. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people obviously decrying the people making all the jokes and celebrating. I'm not celebrating it. It is hard for me to, I don't know, denounce all these people. I think this reaction is because, this guy's political project was pretty disgusting and abhorrent. And yeah, I mean, here, it's just insane that this is how this guy died when he has, I mean, I'm sure there are countless quotes he has like this, right?
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year.
That's, if that is your political project, what the fuck are you doing?
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this.
Meanwhile, what am I going to do? I'm going to sit here and argue with a Charlie Kirk video.
They live in a complete alternate universe. So then how do you reduce? Very simple. People say, oh, Charlie, how do you stop school shootings? I don't know. How did we stop shootings at base? I think it's worth to have.
Also, I mean, like, what is even on his... Oh, good. It's the last thing he's talking about is he's talking about politicizing murder. That's good.
On August 22nd, Irina Zarutska was stabbed to death on the rail system in Charlotte, North Carolina by a savage...
Okay, so it's probably just all fucking racist
Charlie
bullshit.
Kirk and CNN's esteemed intellectual Van Jones over the Charlotte stabbing. Let's get into it.
The narrative that they have pushed forward in the last 10 years is that there is a relentless assault against black people on behalf of white people. And the data does not...
Yeah, wow. Okay. Of course, his entire page before he died is just fucking like race war bullshit. Christ almighty. Wow, his entire shit is just... Yeah, I mean, why am I surprised? I just don't engage. I don't engage with the right wing like this. It is always kind of shocking that there are even people like this out there. But oh boy. Oof, yeah. I mean, I have heard that his last words were about making... Someone pointed out in the chat, literally got shot after making a snarky comment about gang violence. I also think it's the way he died. You know, I think we all remember the day on Twitter when who was it? Rush Limbaugh died. There was a lot of dancing on the grave. I think no one felt bad about that. I think the fact that this is an act of political violence is obviously quite scary. Oh boy. But yes, I mean, there's no... I'm not gonna... I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and... Someone was pointing out that I guess on the I have not seen any of that reporting, but on the mainstream news, I guess they're talking about him like he's some kind of man of God. He was... I mean, I'm sure they are. I'm sure the hagiography is already starting with, oh, this young media influencer really took the world by storm and, you know, really understood the modern media ecosystem. That's going to be hard to stomach. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I am just curious about, I mean, if there's just searching Charlie Kirk. Obviously, my feed is probably... my feed right now is mostly jokes, I will say. Mostly people making jokes about what happened to him, but I am curious about like what the what right Twitter is kind of saying. But that might be harder to find. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's a lot of fucking jokes. Ben's tweet about gun brands just absolutely fucking skyrocketing because we live in hell. Okay, Christ. I'm going to scroll past that because I was curious, but I don't know if that's going to end with him being shot. And I really don't... Not only do I not want to see it, I don't want to play it on here for... God, it is just... I mean, every time you see it, it is just fucking bizarre. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment. I mean, I don't even know if my brain is like scrambled right now. I don't even know if I said it. There's a school shooting, I believe in Colorado, which is just like we're just having the most American day ever, I guess. Yep, Evergreen High School in Jefferson, Colorado. Again, we're not going to play videos of that, but yeah, I just whiplash. I mean, truly, last week I was like, a better world is possible. We could be a country. We can be a real country. We provide for people. We can be responsible. We can have responsible gun laws. We can vote these people in. You know, we can vote our way out of this neoliberal hellhole. Ah. This is maybe one of the more bleak things I've seen. I don't actually think this is from Whit Strub. I don't actually think Charlie Kirk is going to be our Archduke Franz Ferdinand or reach that fire. Trump himself got shot last year and everyone forgot about it within a week. We just live in a violent dystopian hell, and this is completely normal. Yeah, I mean, we've all become, I mean, we're so desensitized by violence. It's just, okay. Again, look, I'm not gonna sit here and cry over this. But yes, I think something bad is, suspect is in custody. Do we know who it is? Ooh, FBI Director Kash Patel said the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Christ. That Trump is a survivor of 2 assassination attempts in 2024, one near Miss in Butler, PA, is never far from the minds of his team. The killing of Kirk, who was as staunch a supporter of Trump as there was after the president left the White House in 2021, was chilling to them. Christ, do we know anything about this guy? I guess that original because I did see people talking about it in the chat. That original person, the older man, was I think cleared. I don't think that was actually him. Yeah, I don't think we actually know who it was. Oof. I mean, this whole thing too, just people talking about how it's a trans person or, oh God. Who knows? Maybe it was a fan. We really have no idea. Oh, just to be clear, someone said comparing this to Trump assassination attempt is ridiculous and stupid. That was That was just the next line on the. Here, I'll just. The New York Times has a live updates. I was just reading the next line. Christ on a cross. I mean, this is just what the fuck. Someone said, a fan? Are you kidding me? Yes, that was a joke. That was a joke. Anything is possible, though. We have no idea what's happening. You know, you know, I think if you're going to be sensitive about Charlie Kirk dying, maybe this is not the chat for you. I'm certainly not going to be dancing on graves today, but I'm not going to be sitting here handling it with the most delicate of, you know. I mean, this guy, the worst, not the worst. I almost did the Norm Macdonald, but this guy just has an absolute endless feed of just every time you want to go down the path of like, hey, look, you gotta come at this with respect and empathy. This guy just like hits you with another.
I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage. But
I mean, this guy was built for people to like not take issue with this. I mean, this guy's whole political project was like fear, radicalization, spreading racist, horrific lies, homophobic bullshit, psychotic trans theory. I mean, you just go down the line. Staunch supporter of Israel's genocide in Gaza, just you name it. But I do obviously fear for the country. I fear for the normalization of this, which is not new. I mean, this is just escalation, continuation, whatever you want to call it. Do I think there is a God? It's a good question, chat. I don't know. I don't think about that stuff. Nice mason jar. Thank you. I appreciate that. Investigators said they believe this was a targeted attack against Charlie Kirk. Oh, wow. They must have their crack team on this one. I'm sure it's just a classic statement, but that obviously feels a little funny. I have zero empathy. I am scared for you guys over in America, though. I mean, look, this is also the, whenever there's someone they deem, whatever, however you define it, somehow broadly on the left, when something bad happens to them, they die. I mean, the state senators in Minnesota, I mean, silent at best, at worst, spreading ridiculous rumors about how Tim Walz activated some kind of like a crazy trans sleeper cell or something. This is I mean, I bet we could go to, where is, wasn't I on it? I probably got off it, but like, I'm curious if we could even find a Charlie Kirk's tweets from them. Melissa Hortman. Let's see if he's got anything. Maybe not. Jesus Christ. I mean, these are just random tweets. It's just, whatever. Oh, yeah. What do the Greeks think? I'm sure they don't even know who Charlie Kirk is, and I'm glad they don't. I don't want them to know. Yes. Okay. Someone in the chat is saying he blamed the Dems for Minnesota. Yeah. If you do have the text, I mean, I'm sure he had horrific things to say. The guy has horrific things to say about literally everything. I mean, I don't know if this is true. It's, but this is also just like a horrific stat from Hassan Piker's Twitter. America is an insanely violent nation. Charlie Kirk shooting is the 46th school shooting this year thus far. Phew. Cuomo's about to make a campaign ad about this. It is funny. I saw someone like complaining about the fact that Zoran like issued a statement about it being like condemning the political violence. It's like, come on, brother. What do you do you really think there's going to be, do you think there's really going to be an American politician that you're going to get to vote for that is just going to be doing based takes at all times? What you think are based takes? Yeah, someone said too scared to watch the vid right now and just catching up. Don't watch the video. I haven't watched it. You're not missing out on anything. Apparently his neck fucking explodes and he goes limp. you're not going to gain anything from it. I'll tell you that much. I'm sure if you use Twitter and you're at all, I don't know, at all aligned with my political leanings, I'm sure you've been just inundated with the most horrific images out of Gaza. And it's, yeah, I don't know. It's, you've seen enough gore, I'm sure. I did just like have a realization that I made I made a joke in yesterday's the episode we recorded yesterday where who knows, it might have to get edited out. I did make a joke where I said I'll kill I'll kill Bill Clinton with a gun tonight. We'll see. If it gets removed, you know why. If it gets removed, blame Charlie Kirk, okay? If you don't see that joke in the episode, it's because Charlie Kirk did it. I mean, not usually a Charlotte climber guy, but this is political violence is always immoral and always counterproductive for a healthy democracy. It solves nothing. It only leads to further violence and ultimately enables scapegoating of vulnerable communities. Committing acts of violence against those who disagree with us helps no one. Oof. This is the part that kills me. You know, if you were killed, he'd be dancing on your grave. You know what I mean? He would be doing what he's always done. He'd be talking about how, you know, it's worth it to have a little gun violence. We can have a little gun violence as a treat. Yeah, I mean, God, I really, I really didn't want to give in to fucking doomerism too. That's the worst part. I was going to be the new hope guy, honestly. I was going to be like Obama in 2007, 2008. Man, you were going to see my face plastered all over the goddamn place. Just hope, baby. But it is hard to disagree with this. Rock and Roll Photos says, this isn't good. Yeah, man. None of what's happened for the past few decades has been good. Nothing will ever be good again. Enjoy the show. I don't want to. Paddington, not now. What do we... Oh, okay, that happened before. Oh, God. Chris Murphy has been spitting facts about the sitch. All right, let me check in with the Murph man. We're going to California or Connecticut. All right. What? Let's see. My thoughts on this dark day. 1, the beating heart of a free society is the ability for citizens to engage in political life with no fear of violence. I have to agree. Once we lose this freedom, Few will step forward and our entire democratic experiment unwinds into chaos and recrimination. 2, political violence in America is spiraling. January 6th, the attempting assassination of President Trump, the beating of Paul Pelosi, the murder of the Minnesota legislators, the shooting of Brian Thompson, and now the assassination of Charlie Kirk. We can spend today arguing who is at risk more, the right or the left, or we can decide that our entire democratic enterprise is at risk if we don't draw a line in the sand today. What does that exercise look like? I mean, yeah, I agree with all this. No more glorification. Say what you will about Charlie Kirk, but yes, I don't think we should be glorifying this. No more glorification or rationalization of violence. I'm not going to pull punches. I think Donald Trump and his celebration of January 6th has done more to normalize political violence than any other American. He should apologize and put those people back in jail. That's for sure. But some voices on the left celebrated the Luigi Mangione. Well, we just need to be crystal clear, and Trump needs to lead that political violence is unacceptable no matter who pulls the trigger and who is the target, and any perpetrators go to jail no matter who they support. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. But the Luigi Mangione thing, I mean, we all prop up this fucking violent system, and then you expect everyone to, condemn Luigi Mangione and not the system. And it'd be great if people in power were really speaking to that. None of us want to live in a world where political violence is real. I think, but this is the world we live in. You know what I mean? I mean, people are going mad out of their minds. We live in a violent system, and we're asking the people in power to do something about that. Instead, it just gets propped up, defended. Rising political violence. Let's see. Rising political violence is also a result of political belief becoming more central to identity as other more healthy forms of identity, local identity, work identity, family identity becomes weaker and less accessible. This is a hard nut to crack, but we can't ignore it. It's also true that guns in the wrong hands up the risk of political violence. No new gun law is going to eliminate political violence if we don't address the root causes, but why not be more careful about giving guns to people who have shown clear signs of brokenness? The surge in political attacks isn't the only existential threat to our democracy. It feels like our experiment is under threat from multiple fronts, which is why Democrats and Republicans need to start showing more allegiance to our democracy than to party. Obviously, that's all true. It's just, we unfortunately don't live in that world. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd love it for all Democrats to call out their own party and to become a party that it actually wants to protect the people of this country and not just the sickest people you can imagine. I just want to, I don't know. I'm just so. Oof. Yeah, I mean, it seems like people know what's coming here. It's just not fun seeing it put into words. This is the Charlotte Clymer thing. Strongly agree. Charlie Kirk being killed or severely injured is not going to make anyone safer. It's going to further fan the flames of discord and may lead to more violence and retaliation. I pray his shooter is quickly identified and prosecuted and the violence stops there. Yeah, I definitely don't want to live in a country with escalating political violence. Oof, this is like a Russian nesting doll of takes here. What's coming next is awful. That said, the political violence is already here. 2 years of live streamed U.S. facilitated genocide, National Guard in cities Trump dislikes, people being disappeared by the state, women killed by forced birth laws. We need to be honest with ourselves. I mean, yeah. Oh, boy. Thoughts on those who believe political violence is necessary for change? I mean, it's a great question. Do I want to live through some political revolution? No, it sounds horrible. Some violent revolution. Like I said, I was holding out hope that we could vote our way out of this neoliberal mess. And I generally disagree with the people who think we need some kind of violent upheaval. That's not my political project. But I think without hope, this kind of thing is inevitable. Without people feeling like they have some kind of outlet to channel their politics, their desires, their the way they want the world to, and that's their neighborhoods, their cities, their country to look. And I think for a long time, people feel and have felt hopeless. I mean, I count myself among them often, of just feeling like where can we put our but I mean, and that's the thing, I tend to get the Fell for It Again award, where every time I support another left-leaning progressive candidate with dreams of a democratic socialist vision for America, you get let down, and at the end you get told, "Oh, you're so stupid. You rube. You thought it was possible." And I can't blame them. Okay, it's been a lot, especially for people my age, around my age. I'm 36. We've lived through. I mean, the first Obama election was. I mean, it was hope and change. It was, we're gonna do it. No more. All of the things. Forever wars are done. We're doing, and not only that, we have the coolest guy in the world. He's gonna usher it all in. And then it was with his second election, it was like, oh, now he can really get it all done, okay? Because he had to worry about getting reelected. And then it was Sanders in 2016, the blue wave in 2018, AOC. All these people are going to save us. And I've been riding all those waves, and the squad. And look, a lot of those people have done a lot of good. And then, obviously Bernie Sanders in 2020, that was a huge one for me. And nothing felt more possible than for a period of time. I mean, in 2020, I mean, I was in Nevada, I was there knocking doors and then working the Nevada caucus. Bernie won. I mean, it was just, and I think at that point he had won Iowa, New Hampshire, maybe one more before Nevada, or maybe it was just Nevada. it just felt like it was. It just felt like it was. It just felt like it was unstoppable. It was, all of that stuff. I mean, the New York Times had to make separate donor maps. One for Bernie because he just took over the entire thing, and one for the other candidates because there were small dollar donations from all over the country. If you just mapped out the donors, Bernie had the country. And yeah, when that all came crashing down, it was the same thing. You rube, you fool. You thought the powers that be. I forget what the question was. Oh, I guess the people who say that violent revolution is necessary. I hope not. I really fucking hope not. I just and so it's just sometimes it's crazy to me thinking. I mean, look at this thing right here. It's on the screen. I mean. Just 54% of Americans view capitalism positively. That's down from 60%. I believe socialism is on the rise. But yeah, I don't want to live through that. It makes me feel crazy. I mean, we can't just have a. I'm not talking about some kind of like communist utopia here. I'm talking about pulling people out of poverty. I'm talking about providing people with healthcare. I mean, these are just things we can do. These aren't even like radical socialist ideas. These are just we're a silly country. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sitting here like Comrade Emil talking about seizing the means of production. That's when you're asking like about violent revolution. I'm like, what would it take to just have a government program you could actually rely on? It does feel like a shame that to provide kids with school lunches to get the country to stop supporting a genocide. These are not like radical ideas. That's why I feel nuts every day. You're just supposed to live in this world and be like, no, this is normal. This is, and if any, and not only are these things not radical, but like normal people call them radical. People who come forward with this platform, if a Zoran Mamdani or whatever young, exciting politician comes forward, oh, they have these radical ideas. This radical idea that we stop aiding and abetting a genocide. Whew. Yeah, we're absolute psychos. Sorry, that question set me off a little bit. We'll get back to yeah, I mean, people will look you dead in the eye and tell you to have respect for a person who has spent their entire career making sure you don't get to live an equal and happy life or live at all. I mean, that's the other thing. All this stuff I'm complaining about right now. This is a guy like this whole apparatus. Oops, I don't know if that's good. I don't think it's going to happen. I do want to watch this because I'm curious. We'll get to it. But this whole media apparatus they've built, this whole Turning Point USA thing, this whole PragerU, this whole I don't know. I don't even get Benny Johnson. All these guys exist to keep this violent system going. you know, funneling these things I'm talking about, like, you know, these not so crazy ideas, turning them into these hateful ideas somehow, you know, turning people against migrants, turning people against um, gay people, turning it against trans people, turning them against you name it, race. I mean, oh, someone said that video will show it. All right. Well, let's see. I'll pause it so we don't see it, but I would like to see what they're talking about. This was Charlie Kirk's last interaction with the audience before being shot in the neck in Utah. Audience member, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many. The same audience member went on to say the number is 5 and proceeded to ask if Kirk knows how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence? The answer is 5,700. Oh, fuck you. I mean, yeah.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated.
This is going to be a fucking nightmare.
My kids have called panicking. All the kids of every conservative in the country called panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
Then, by that logic, do Republicans own the shooting of the 2 Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota? Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking
We
a
don't
serious
know what
question.
condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
No, I'm asking
not
you.
at all.
You said the
Oh,
Democrats
fuck
own
off.
it. But I'm asking,
Democrats own this.
But isn't there a
Democrats
problem
own
with
this.
political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. That's the subject of this that we're talking about right now.
Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous. There was a petition to have him not speak at the university. That is a decent joke. I'll give it to them. Could literally have been saved by woke campus culture, but no. Oh God, we didn't even talk about. This is the thing about like you can't even make a joke online anymore. Poor Jezebel has had to correct this. Just 2 days ago, they put out a joke. We paid some. I actually don't know if it was a joke. We paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk. Is that real? If the far-right misogynist with a bad haircut wants to villainize independent women, Jezebel is more than happy to be the hag of his nightmares. Psychotic editor's note. Story was published on September 8th. Jezebel condemns the shooting of Charlie Kirk in the strongest possible terms. We do not endorse, encourage, or excuse political violence of any kind. Oh, wow. Okay, they did buy a curse, I guess. On the mystical website Etsy, you can find a spell for just about anything. All right. Well, maybe the curse worked. Who knows? I just need to see if there's updates here. This is a little crazy, I will say. Moment of silence in the house for Kirk. This is, I mean, do they have a moment of silence for every, I don't know. This is just he's basically an influencer. Oof. Police chief at the university. You got to feel for that guy. You try to get your bases covered, and unfortunately today we didn't. God, he sounds like a fucking coach who just lost a football game. You try to get your bases covered, and unfortunately today we didn't. Hey, we're going to try next week. Because of that, we have this tragic incident, and that is the Chiefs scoring 49 points on us. That is brutal. The amount of texts I'm getting that are just, what the fuck? Yeah, pal. What the fuck? Indeed. What the fuck? Oof. I mean, this honestly hit like a ton of bricks. I mean, oh, UPS guy. Kev's got to let him know. I know my braid is fried like an... Kev. Unbelievable. That's one thing I will say, Kev, we shouldn't make, Kev was actually pretty upset about the Charlie Kirk stuff. And that's not, he does have good politics. That's not because he just thought he was funny, which is, look, what can I do? You know, the guy's a nut. Hey, Kev. He's chilling. I know my brain is fried like an egg because someone gets shot, and my first instinct is to refresh this app until my eyeballs bleed. Yeah, I was out, and I deleted Twitter off my phone, and I just wanted to fucking refresh. I wanted to just inject it into my veins. Emil, my boyfriend, said we should feel bad for Kirk getting shot. Should I break up with him? No, I think it's fine to not be jubilant about death. If that ain't the truth, brother. Someone responded to my tweet, we're heading down a dark path. We're 5 miles down the path and to the right. That's definitely true, pal. Oh, boy. Oh, anything bad that comes of this was coming anyway. I don't know if we can be confident that that's true. I mean, I guess you could say it's probably going to be one escalation or another. It's like, I mean, it's like nightly me and Sarah talk, just like, we're just like worried about the world. Like, oh God, did you see that one? Did you see this one? Things are bad. And we basically always go, and it's just going to get worse. And it's just going to get worse. You know? But that's why I was going to be the hope guy. My whole thing was going to be the hope. It was going to be, that was my whole thing. Maybe next week I'll be the hope guy somehow. The news cycle's fast. Okay. Maybe we'll have some kind of, we'll have some kind of guy. We'll have some kind of, who knows? Anything can happen in a week. Oof, this is kind of a good point. Charlie Kirk, I didn't even really think about. She's not explicitly saying this, but so she's saying Charlie Kirk is a fixture. This is from Emily Jashinsky. Charlie Kirk is a fixture of the Gen Z social media diet. People feel like they know him. This will hit very, very close to home in ways we are not prepared for. In 2020, C. Bedford, DC, and I asked the late Lee Edwards if people were hysterical to compare the the year to 1968. He said, no, it was worse. Now Lee said people are trying to destroy all institutional order. I don't know about that second part, but this first part, I didn't even really kind of take into account the parasocial nature of this. I'm sure there are people for whom losing this guy is going to be a very difficult thing. The way we interact with figures we're fans of is just so different than people used to. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know. I don't know what Charlie's, recording schedule or streaming. I don't know how, but I imagine he was pumping out a lot of content. I bet there were people who were spending hours with Charlie a week. Whew. Which is scary to think about when we're also worried about the if they're worried about the retaliation of it all. Oh God, just thinking about some freak gearing up. I don't want to think about how bad this could get. That's the other thing. I didn't even talk about it when someone was asking about the political violence thing. I think when I was younger, it might have been something that, like, you know, we're all stupid and you're like, that's why, like, I don't know. I don't blame any of those people who want to be like a tanky fucking have a handle like Mao Lover 1969 or whatever and chant death to America. But people really need to grapple with just like what that means. You know what I mean? I remember when I was younger, I have a friend his older brother is he actually got doged. He was working at the State Department, and for a long time he was literally writing constitutions for countries that were coming out of civil wars and stuff like that. And he was like, my guy, you do not want to live through a civil war. He spent so much time in these countries, and he was like, people who say these kinds of things have no idea what they are asking for. So yes, I wholeheartedly believe we can vote our way out of this. But yeah, every time we try to do that, I do end up with egg on my face. But hey, I'll take some. The hard times is really going in. I'll take some egg on my face over. Yeah. Let's see what.
And before people say, wear a bulletproof vest, again, he got shot in the neck. A bulletproof vest would not have saved Charlie Kirk, okay? Security did not save Charlie Kirk. The only thing that could have potentially saved Charlie Kirk from getting shot in the neck was if our administrations, prior to this one and this one as well, actually had reasonable gun control as a policy provision in the immediate aftermath of, 100 other school shootings that took place. This is why I keep responding over and over again to people that go, hey man, why don't you get security? Hey man, why don't you get a vest? There's nothing. None of those things will save you. And before,
yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's any number of very large left-wing creators who are very scared right now. I saw someone tweeting at Hassan, Taylor Lorenz, Mehdi Hassan, some other people, and just asking them to be careful. I mean, this is just horrific to even think about. I mean, this is just Um, wow, Charlie! I didn't know Charlie Kirk went around with a bulletproof vest. I guess it makes sense. Someone said, I love all the haters in Ben's Twitter replies. Well, I'm going to have to see that now. Let's see. What are they yelling at him for? Is it this one? Oh, sure. Maybe you could write his 3-year-old daughter a note and see what she thinks. Great point overall, though, you ghoul. Christ. This one's not even that bad. You can see the moment all the gun stocks shot up. I'm sure he'd be proud of his capitalism. This is the this is the tamest take I've seen on this site. To all the guys mad at me in the replies, just pointing out facts, Charlie showed the same type of irreverence for violence visited upon people he disagreed with. We live in your world of Trump politics and commentary. You built this, you supported this, this is on you. He's not wrong, guys. Here's a guy who championed both guns and boundless, unchecked capitalism. Love him or hate him, two things he was outspoken about. And here he dies at the hands of a gun, and his unchecked capitalism reacted unemotionally in such a bleak way. Sorry, guys. Dude, honestly, just shut the fuck up. Shows how much of an insane leftist you are that this is your first thought. Even more insane you posted it. Brother, zero reverence. Fuck. Have you considered fucking yourself? Wow. Okay. I don't know why that's there. Jesus. Yeah. Wow. This is not going to be good, folks. This is not going to be good. Bro, read the room. You read the room. People are trying to be so kind to being like, okay, guys, take it easy with the jokes. He's I know the most despicable man in the world just died, and you guys are like, all right. Aren't you a disgusting piece of shit? Wow. Okay. Okay. Oh, this one's not so bad. Maybe because it's still got a lot of likes. What the fuck? That is such a stupid argument, because if the left was about peace and tolerance, as they claim, then one wouldn't buy a gun to commit murder. Look, unless I'm wrong, I don't think we know who this guy is yet. And someone got upset when I said maybe it was a fan. That was a joke. But like, some of these, we all want this like political violence to be perfect and neat and you know, they have a clear manifesto and we know exactly who they are. But the truth is that like so many of these things come out and you're like, this guy is politically incomprehensible. I mean, from the Trump shooter to, I mean, even Luigi Mangione, it's like, this is not, you know, he was not reading like, I don't think he was like some kind of Hassan Piker fan or something like that. All of these guys, I mean, and I can't even remember the last one. It was like I think it was a trans person with also like pretty right-wing leaning. I don't even know. But I mean, obviously these guys are going to pin it on the left. But we have no idea. We just don't know right now. Unless this update is okay. I don't know if this is really the update we were looking for, New York Times. Utah Valley University is a public school with a diverse set of students. Great. Great. About 200 yards away. Good God. is if there's gun people in the chat, can you tell me if that's difficult to do? Because from someone who does not shoot guns and is not around them that much, that sounds like an incredible shot. You know, I wouldn't be able to do it. That's for sure. People are saying 200 yards is wild. Two football fields. I know that 200 yards is very far. I'm just like, who knows? Is it as easy as looking down the scope and just pulling the trigger? I have no idea. 200 yards is really far. Okay, great. Someone said, is it further than the Trump shooter? I actually just saw something. Hold on. Here. CNN is reporting that the suspect who shot Charlie Kirk did so from a university building 200 yards away. If true, that means he was farther away than the Trump assassin in Pennsylvania and farther away than Lee Harvey Oswald was when he shot Kennedy. Well, I guess at least Charlie Kirk can rest easy knowing he set a record. Oh, okay. We're getting some real. This is what I was talking about. It seems like the first people chiming in were like 2 football fields is pretty far. I know. But now we're getting some real heads in the chat saying it's not insane for hobbyists to make a 200-yard shot. Not easy either though. Okay. That's a bit more okay. So it seems like the guy probably had some experience. Is that safe to say? The guy probably had some gun experience to hit that shot. I can confidently say I would not hit it. Okay, how about that? "200 yards at the range isn't hard, but on a moving-ish target with adrenaline going crazy is different." Okay, maybe this guy was a real fucking pro, all right? Oh, boy. Have some faith in yourself, Emil? No way. I wouldn't. I don't have the stones. I don't have what it takes. I know that about me, okay? I'm assuming he aimed at his head and flinched, or the round dropped more than expected. Can all the gun heads in the chat say they're just big hunters so I can stop being afraid of you all? Also, how did he get a rifle that close to a fucking campus? I don't know where you're from, Ben Lingenfelter, but certain parts of this country, they got a little bit of different rules. I'm not exactly sure how it works in Utah. I've never been to Utah. I've been to neighboring state, Arizona, though. And there, it's a real shock the first time you see people just open carrying. At least for a city boy like me. I know some of you are used to it, and that's fine. crazy that he missed all the people standing around the tent too. I mean, hey, I think we can all agree on one thing. It is great that no one else died. All right. Can we say that? That's something we can all agree on, I'm sure. Oof. It's funny. I keep seeing people being like, I just woke up in Australia. I just woke up in Europe. My European ass is a bit behind on the news. Kirk died. Charlie Kirk died. Yes. I'm from a country where our cops don't even carry guns. Where is that? That sounds really nice. Sounds really nice. New Zealand. Nice. Good for you. Good for you all. Here we got close Charlie Kirk associate, Donald Trump.
Days, boom. You know, in the old days, boom, firing squad. No, it's true. Boom, gone. Bang, bing, bong.
This is not to say like this man deserve. This is I want to point out that the left jokes about it too, but it's not like if anyone's doing you guys are sick, don't
We were strong.
make a joke.
Bing, and it goes quickly, right?
This is the president of the country.
It's called, you're dead. You know, in the old days.
He did really hit that bing bong. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Oof. I mean, this also just fucking hits like a ton of bricks. This is from Sama. Saw the Charlie Kirk video and slowly realized how it's basically the first video I've seen in 2 years on my feed showcasing blood and gore that wasn't of a Palestinian. I mean, yeah, that's what I was saying to the person who I was like, you don't need to watch it. I'm sure your feed is just, if it's anything remotely like mine, you are seeing just the most horrific things happen to Palestinian people every day, every hour. Just unimaginable. Horrific things. Christ, this is just, I mean, I just can't believe this is going to come across. I mean, this came on just as I was talking about the horrific things we see every day from Palestinians going through. Jerry Seinfeld compared the Free Palestine movement to the KKK. How? Just say you don't like Jews. By saying Free Palestine, you're not admitting what you really think. So it's actually, compared to the Ku Klux Klan, I'm actually thinking the Klan is actually a little better here because they can come right out and say, we don't like blacks, we don't like Jews. Okay, that's honest. Please tell me there's more context to that. I mean, what the fuck? he did this in public, appearing at a Duke University event. The legendary comedian compared the Free Palestine to the, while suggesting the Palestine supporters were somehow worse than the notoriously evil white supremacist group. Wow. I need to know if he was booed or. a rep for Seinfeld declined to comment. That's yeah. Imagine getting that call today. Yeah, so we have here Jerry Seinfeld. He said the KKK was better than the Free Palestine movement. Care to comment? Actually not. I'm going to decline to comment on that one. Let me call you back. Damn, I need someone who was there. It sounds like he did this in front of a live audience. That is just fucking shocking. Whew. Damn, dude. So funny too. Thought about just like waking up being like, wonder what I'll talk about on the live today. Maybe who knows? Maybe it'll just be a chill chat, you know? We'll chat more about we'll chat more about hope, you know? We'll talk more about how I know things are bad, but maybe we can get ourselves out of this. Maybe something good will happen. Jesus Christ.
Somebody on the roof right there?
There's no way.
Getting right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that.
There's no
so there's somebody on the
way.
roof right there? Just saying.
Huh.
He just ran from over. Where's my finger? Whoa. From over there, ran in, and now he's right there. Just saying.
I feel like we got to do something that our first instinct every time we see something, anything a little weird. I should probably film that. Maybe I should just film it instead of doing anything, instead of helping somebody, instead of telling somebody. I'll film it. I'll just film it. I mean, this is very... Christ. Oof. We will interrupt the shooting at a college to bring you news of a shooting at a high school. This is America. Yeah. Nope. Don't want to see that video. How long can I avoid this video? That's my question. How long can I go without seeing Charlie Kirk's neck fucking explode? I know it's going to come across my desk at some point. If someone didn't point out that those videos of his last moments where he's talking, we're going to end with his neck exploding, I would have just watched it because I wanted to see what he was saying. But I'm sure I'm going to see it. It's just going to happen. Oof, yeah. Come on, how is there no update? We're not going to find out who the shooter is today, I imagine. Oh man, a lot of people are talking about how they just got hit with the video without warning. My buddy Cold texted me a Twitter link. I didn't really get to decide. Yeah, I got a warning. I got the links and I got a warning. You know. It came up on Instagram. There's no way. I mean, maybe they were a little slow. I feel like Instagram. One time I pointed a fake finger gun at Ben in the car and I said, watch the latest episode of, this is probably Trillionaire Mindset Days. Watch the latest episode of Trillionaire Mindset Days or Ben Gets It or something like that. They took my post down and I was in a timeout just for a story. Someone asked for some good news, and you know what? Maybe we can go out on some good news. We can, I mean, depending on how you say it. I mean, but I have been honestly heartened by all of the Samud flotilla stuff. Obviously, that it's also heartbreaking. I mean, I watched the footage of the boat with, I believe it was Greta Thunberg on the boat being bombed by a drone. Absolutely horrific, terrifying. But seeing all the solidarity from different countries all around the Mediterranean, I mean, it at least feels good. Seeing Italian dock workers talk about how they want to shut down Europe, which I am curious, you know, what happened to that. They were talking a big game about how if they lose contact with just one of their boats, they were going to bring Europe to their knees with shutting down the ports and all that. I haven't seen. I'm yet to see that happen. I don't know, but this just popped up.
من شاطئ بحر غزة بنستنى فسطول الحرية يا فسطول الحرية بدكم القوية بتفعل القضية غزة بنستناكم. Apparently these are Palestinians on the shores waiting for, you know, and I hate, you know, it's just a tweet. I hope I'm not spreading some kind of false. That is, I mean, that is, I don't know, that's the hope, that most people aren't, I don't think that most people are just sickos. I think we are unfortunately run by sickos. The sickos have all the power. It can feel hopeless in those moments. And I'm very hopeful there's a way to, I'm very hopeful there's a way to claw back power without more political violence. I don't want this is not something I'd ever root for. I mean, what the fuck? Official press conference just said they don't have the suspect. What the hell is going on?
This is the other. They absolutely ruined this website. This website used to be so good for getting the updates. Let's see. This has got to be. Oh God. Okay. This is obviously like right wing bullshit. Oh God. Someone just in the chat said odds on them giving up and just saying it's an illegal immigrant. It would be funny. That would be a funny joke if it wasn't. If it wasn't a very real possibility. Is the suspect not the old man? No, that person has apparently been cleared. Here. Cash Patel says the suspect is in custody, but now it's saying at press conference, Utah Department of Public Safety spokesperson saying the suspect is still at large. An FBI official is at the press conference. I mean, who knows? This could be fucking... This could obviously be a lack of communication. We don't know. But yeah, it's not the old man. Oh, they said they have a suspect now? All right, well, we'll see. Oh, I guess this is older. Maybe that's an older tweet. That's the problem with this fucking site. Yeah. Hey guys, calm down. Don't politicize the death of a guy who routinely politicizes every single death. All right, guys. I'm going to log off. We'll see you soon. Stay tuned. I mean, I know it's going to feel crazy now, but there's a very good episode of the Ben and Emil Show coming out tomorrow. It was very fun. I think you'll still enjoy it. It's about the Epstein stuff. Obviously, this story is going to be overshadowing everything, but it's a very fun episode. We're really hooting and hollering, and it's a good time. Wait, what? The Yankee Stadium moment of silence is about... Please tell me that's not real. Please tell me that's not real. No, I don't think that's real. Oh my God. No, this is fake, I bet. This has got to be fake. I don't think this is real. Me if I was at Yankee Stadium during the moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. There's no way. There's no way. I don't believe you. This is... What? On Fox News? All right. Well, there you have it, folks. I'm signing off. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you real soon.